Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. I haven't showcased the New Horizon suite properly because the papers weren't available. They are now, and the suite comprises the stamp set and the Horizon dies. They can be purchased as a bundle if you buy them together, and it will save you 10%. Also in the suite are these Pebbles enamel shapes, cotton ribbon combo pack. This is in Misty Moonlight and that's petal pink. The pièce de résistance is the papers. They're 6x6 and there are 12 double-sided designs, 4 each. They all create scenes and it's all in watercolour. In an earlier post I used this one to create a scene, and this is a card I made, so I did some watercolouring on there to continue the scene. But for today I want to show you how you can make 4 cards out of one sheet of 6x6 designer series paper, and these are the cards I made. So I cut them into 3x3 inch. So this is the bottom half of it, and that's the top half. And these are using the note cards and envelopes. They come in basic white in a pack of 20, and it's been pre-scored and made out of quite thick cardstock. So we'll need 4. So I'll take 4 out. And when the card is folded, they measure 5 inches by 3.5 inches, so in metric that's 13 centimetres by 9.2 centimetres. The New Horizon suite is on pages 42 and 43 in the January to June 2022 mini catalogue. The cardstock you need is 1 in Blackberry Bliss, cut at 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. In metric that's 8 by 8 centimetres. You need 1 matte layer, 4.5 by 3 1/8, and that measures 11.5 centimetres by 8 centimetres. For the Misty Moonlight layer, you want a 3 1/8 strip in width by an A4 length, and you can get 2 out of this. You need the wider width to mat this card, and then you need to trim it down for this card. The dies you need are the basic border dies. I'm using this angled one and the scalloped one. The inks you need are Versamark Tuxedo Black Memento Ink Blackberry Bliss, the Basics embossing powder, a heat tool, and the Simply Elegant trim. They come with gold and silver, and we'll need the silver one. This is the sheet I'm using, and I'm going to cut it at 3 inches by 3 inches squared. So we're going to duplicate that card first, and this stamp, the birds can be stamped this way or this way, so it doesn't really matter. I only want 3 of the birds up here, so I'm going to stamp it. Bring in the Blackberry Bliss matte layer, which measures 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. Glue that on top, leaving an even border all round. Now I'm not going to glue it down yet because I want to find out where to stamp, thinking of you. So I want it down a little bit, sort of in the middle, round about there. I'm going to place acetate matte on top and test the wording first to see that it's straight. it's crooked. And if I take my card away, you can see it's crooked. I've realigned my word and ink it up and stamp it again just to test it, to see if it's straight, and it is straight. So now I can stamp that with confidence. Pop dimensionals on the back of this. That's the first card done, so we'll set that aside and do the second card. We need the scalloped border die, and we need platform 1, the thin die adapter platform 2, one of the platform 3s. I'm going to put that onto the platform 3 with some washi tape to secure the die down, cutting edge face down, and I'm going to run that off the camera. I stamped the entire flock of birds. I forgot to press record. White emboss that, so I'll put the dust buddy over the top, and that prevents static. Stampin' Up doesn't supply this anymore, but you can use talcum powder as a substitute. So pop that in the corner and ink that up with Versamark ink. Stamp in the middle. Sprinkle it with embossing powder and heat emboss it. Pop dimensionals on the back. Remove the backing tape and mount it onto the matte layer. Now I've prepared the back with tear and tape in readiness because now we've got about 18 inches of cord and we need to tie it here, so wind it round. Put a glue dot in here to help hold the cord down, make a loop and tie a knot. Bring in the card, remove the double-sided tape once I'm happy with the position. That's the second card done. Move on to this one, about 4.5 inches. Mark it at 4.5. Place my die on the normal cutting sandwich, and I marked it at 4.5 inches, so that's how long the die should be, and you want this point in the center. I'm going to put washi tape there to secure it. Run that through the die cutting machine. If you remove that die, it will have cut a stitched detail on the bottom as well as on this side. I've created the matte layer for this. Left over the bit of that, it also leaves stitching, so that creates your other tag, and all I did was trim that down, so I cut an equal amount on either side. To create this tag, actually it's still too wide. Let's measure that. 11.5, let's say, so it's 4 5/8 inches. I'll measure it from the tip, so that's 4 5/8, which is just here, and trim that off. So let's glue that down. Bring in my Memento black ink, and I'm only going to ink up 3 of the birds. Stamp it here. Then take the tree stamp and stamp it down in this bottom right corner. Glue this direct onto the tag. leaving an even border on the 3 sides up here. Embossing buddy and Versamark ink. Embossing powder. Tap it off. So that's the 3rd card. Mount this on the Stamparatus because of the disaster I had with the previous card. Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Embossing buddy on this because I'm also going to be embossing it. Versamark ink. White embossing powder. Heat emboss. Trim this down to 2 inches. Cut 1/4 inch on each side. Flip it over. And another 1/4 inch. So that makes it 2 inches. Pop some tear and tape on here. And on the back, remove the tear and tape from the front. Align it at the top. Doesn't matter if this shows at the back because you won't see it. We're going to adhere the top of the DSP to cover it. I'm going to tie a faux knot and attach it with a blue dot. It doesn't like it, does it? It frays, so I'll have to cut it straight. Bring in another note card. I'll glue that down. Glue it to the centre of the card. And just glue the middle. And just adhere this piece underneath ribbon. Bring back all the cards we made today, so that's 4 out of 1 sheet of designer series paper from the New Horizons collection. Thanks for watching. All the supplies are listed below this video in the Show More section. You can more about this on my blog, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.